Hi, today I'm going to talk about the TIGERS Trust Inventory Assessment, questions 25 and 26. And it asks, is there confidence in leadership competency? And is there confidence in coworker competency? When I see both of these marked no, what comes up for me are all kinds of questions. But I'm going to start with something that I struggled with, I would say, a good amount of my career, and that was something called my perfectionist tendencies. It wasn't until I read Brené Brown's The Gift of Imperfectionism. And what I learned in that book is that my perfectionist tendencies were hurting me as much as they were hurting others around me. And the reason why is that I was putting so much pressure for perfection in every area of my life that it was setting me up for sabotage and others. And I will say, the best proofreader, oh, I was so good. In fact, when I was managing restaurants, they'd always give me a menu to proofread because I literally would look at a paper and the flaws would jump out. And then what would happen is I would be like happy. Oh, great, I found the flaw. But what started to also happen is I couldn't look at other beautiful things without seeing a flaw. Like a beautiful painting, I would see something that was wrong with it. And as I worked through this process in the book through Brené Brown, what happened is I started to be okay with flaws. And the more I was okay with flaws, the more I stopped being attracted to any type of flaw and have it jump out at me. And then what would happen is a flaw would come up and I'd be like, yeah, I didn't lose my mind over the fact that I actually made a mistake. Because you know what? We're human. We're not meant to be perfect. I don't know anybody in this world that is perfect. And so when we put that pressure on ourselves, we put it on others just as much. And it can really, really be challenging for our relationships that we have. So I encourage you, when you start to question the confidence of all of those around you, to take a deep look at maybe something that might be considered perfectionism. Brené Brown has a new book that she just released. It was like the 10-year anniversary of this book. She did a book club with her sisters, and they covered the book together after doing her assessment called the Wholehearted Inventory. And the Wholehearted, like, questions that you go through maybe takes 5 minutes. And I tell you what, I recently recommended it to somebody and I was like, I actually haven't taken it. So I took it and I was like, wow, I'm doing really, really good in this area because it's something that made me so good in my career early on. I was an event planner. Oh boy, talk about perfectionism. But what would end up happening is after an event, I would spin over and over on things that I knew were flaws. Nobody else even saw the flaw. That's where it's not healthy for us. And we know our body keeps score. So I encourage you, if you're like, ooh, this might be something I need to look at, go take the quiz. Another thing that is always kind of a telltale for me is, can you leave dirty dishes in the sink overnight? I can. There was a time I could not. Gives you a good pulse on your levels of perfectionism. So I encourage you, leading an imperfect life is okay. It's good. It's healthy for you and those who are around you. Enjoy your day.